Here there's a pan with water boiling in it. It represents a race driver in his cockpit on a thermal level. Indeed, the driver inside the car is undergoing physical exercise. He has significant energy expenditure. He produces an enormous amount of heat, and moreover, he receives it from the engine and the environment which surrounds him. If the driver carries a coverall that's impermeable to water vapor, this plate represents the coverall. We can see that the water vapor will not be able to escape and that the temperature inside the pan will continue to increase and the water to boil more and more actively. Close to 60 degrees and 40% relative humidity. These are the extreme conditions the drivers may have to support at the wheel of their rally car. It's frequent to see this kind of image. Drivers swimming after their effort, and these are among the best in the world. What can one say of the gentleman drivers who in GT or in other categories drive over the weekend for pleasure without true physical preparation? Finally, since we're talking about extreme conditions of heat, the drivers and navigators in Rally Raid undoubtedly take the prize for courage. In Grenoble, in France, in an army medical research center, technicians and doctors have begun very serious scientific research. As opposed to what one might think, racing drivers are not equipped with air conditioning, too penalizing for engine power. As a result, the drivers have to count on resourcefulness to fight the sometimes choking heat. But it's difficult to find the ideal compromise between safety clothing and driver comfort. It is, however, on this track that Stand 21 has launched a major research and development program. The performance levels of dozens of pieces of equipment of many brands are analyzed in the laboratory. This is a climatic room, that is to say, it's an enclosure which makes it possible to recreate all the hot climates of the Earth, from dry heat to wet heat. This climatic chamber makes it possible to control all the environmental parameters of temperature, humidity, wind, dry heat, wet heat, and so on. It's a major essential installation for controlling the climatic environment to be able to reproduce the elements from one experiment to another. A Rally Raid driver with the Volkswagen team. Bruno Sabi is very attentive to the studies carried out with regard to the comfort of the drivers and thus of himself. This is a very good initiative. We can't wait to see some new developments. There have already been some attempts at experimentation which have not always been fruitful. Stand 21 had this initiative, and we're grateful for this kind of project because it's getting harder. The cars are increasingly powerful. It gets increasingly hot inside because the cockpits are smaller, and we go to countries where the weather is extremely hot. The process is scientific with independent subjects and is used to evaluate the way in which the human body reacts in situations as extreme as those suffered by racing drivers equipped with their protective anti-fire clothing. We measure everything on the technical level, such as internal temperature, temperature of the skin in 10 sites, the subvestial climate, or what occurs under the coveralls, the heart rate, and then other physiological parameters such as dehydration and so on. Each element of the equipment is weighed to the nearest gram before and after the effort, which makes it possible to collect additional information which will be useful when designing future products. Today we're interested in the driver, which is a center of performance since it's he who drives the car. Therefore, bringing technical developments compared to what exists, why not new materials, new fibers that aim to optimize the performance of the drivers through better comfort, a better transfer of temperatures, all that can really optimize the comfort of the driver in general. It's true that today Stand 21 is with each driver to help him win. We're more like a technical partner aiming for victory than a simple average supplier. And when this year Sébastien Loeb took 6 victories in the World Championship and the World title, Stand 21 could pride themselves in having taken part in this victorious campaign.